Imagine driving down a two-lane highway, happy-go-lucky, going 70 miles an hour. You are not breaking any rules, that's the speed limit. And all of a sudden you screech to a halt because there are two cars in front of you that are going 35 miles an hour with nobody in front of them, and now you are trapped going 35 miles an hour on the freeway. The drivers are both 70 years of age, kind of look like this. This is a very dangerous situation when you cannot pass the cars, especially with other cars speeding up right behind you, and now you have about this close before you become a victim of a car accident. How many times have you been in a similar situation or seen an elderly driver get confused and drive in the wrong direction? How about drive at you? What if that person was your grandparent? If you even have an inkling of acknowledgement for any of those questions, you should consider taking steps to ensure the safety of the road. I've recently run into both of those situations and many more since I have moved to Florida. Even more so, I have read many news articles about much more fatal incidents, such as this one, where an elderly man drove into the side of the VA hospital. Elderly drivers should be closely monitored and intercepted from driving on the road at the slightest dangerous maneuver. Well, why are elderly drivers so dangerous on the road? In 2009 alone, more than 60% of deaths in crashes involving drivers over the age of 70 were senior drivers themselves. In comparison, in the same year, 42% of younger drivers, younger than the age of 30, were attributed to getting in a car accident driving themselves. This was pulled off of the research section in senior driving on AAA.com. How many times have you heard in the news that an elderly driver has accidentally hit a pedestrian by backing up or turning into them? I'm sure that most of you can recall at least one incident on the road that has made dangerous by the driver being elderly. Age alone is a poor predictor of driving skills, but for most people, age-related changes in vision, physical fitness, and reflexes creep in over the years and can hamper the ability to drive safely. A change in vision can make it harder for drivers to see essential traffic signs, lane lines, and other drivers and pedestrians. Conditions common for older eyes are cataracts, glaucoma, and macular degeneration, which make it harder for drivers to see and may also limit peripheral vision. A sensitivity to light at night or night vision can make the glare of oncoming headlights dangerous. People aged 65 and older consume more prescription and over-the-counter medicines than any other age group. Taken alone or interacting with another medication may cause drowsiness or confusion and make it difficult to focus. General health problems that may occur when aging, a loss of muscle strength and flexibility can make it more difficult to steer, maneuver, grip the steering wheel, and pivot in the head to check for traffic in the blind spot before changing lanes. Slower reflexes mean it may take longer time for a driver to react to traffic signals, unexpected behavior in pedestrians and other motorists. Physical and mental conditions common to the older population, from Parkinson's to Alzheimer's disease, can also affect the driver's agility and equipment on the road. So when does an older driver or a concerned family member or friend know when it's time to turn in the keys? By being aware of the elderly driver's actions and properly addressing the issue, first with the driver, and if that's not possible, then taking measures to report them to the DMV. You can save many lives, including that of your beloved elderly driver. If you know a driver over the age of 70, pay attention to whether they are having driving difficulties. That may signal some signposts for concern. Some of these include an increased number of tickets, warnings for traffic violations, or bumping into other cars while parking. They are frequently asking passengers for help in navigating traffic, or do they get easily angry and tense or frustrated while driving? There are a few things as a concerned family member that you can do. In many cases, older drivers can stay on the road longer by taking advantage of programs and services available to help make that possible. Driver refresher courses are available through AARP and your local DMV. Spending some time reviewing the rules of the road and getting behind the wheel with a trained instructor in the passenger seat can reinforce safe driving practices. DMVs in all states issue restricted licenses, which may particularly be useful for older drivers. Some restrictions include something as simple as eyeglasses that you have to wear, or contacts or some sort. Also, no freeway driving, no nighttime driving, restricted driving during certain times of day, no rush hour driving. Adding an additional right side mirror to the vehicle and driving in a particular area so they don't get confused. Now you have the tools to help your elderly family member be a safe driver. Envision a safer road where you did not have to worry about the elderly driving on the wrong side of the road right at you. Imagine a safer road where you don't have to worry about your grandparents getting lost or confused, where already responsible drivers are now much safer and monitored drivers. And if they cannot be stayed on the road, they are safely not allowed to drive anymore. Although it is hard approaching the subject, especially with an elderly, one of your grandparents, it is relatively easy to get them extra training or help to monitor them. There are many programs like the AARP and DMV who will help you get elderly drivers on the right track. You can even send in an anonymous form to the DMV to let them know that there is an unsafe driver on the road. The first step is always to ask for help. If you care about your elderly driver's safety, then it is easy to do the right thing. Elderly drivers can be dangerous, but with a little help from you, they can be set on the right path, even taken off the road where they pose danger to themselves and those on the road around them. You can make the road safer. Talk to your elderly driver about getting some extra driving help, and if that doesn't work out, report an elderly driver that you see is making dangerous maneuvers to the DMV. Do not let your elderly driver be the one that backs up into school children walking on the street.